So when there is this, what's the this, and then this is price perception and satisfaction show the clear that there is positive feedback and about the result. And this all about quality of service and quality show that there is positive feedback and about the result. And then recent price section and below it show that there is and positive effect and result of satisfaction and loyalty show again that there is back and feedback about result. This inconsistency has the opportunity to conduct further research on the relationship between this variable. This result use empirical basis in cognitive theory. Cognitive theory can explain human behavior by studying cognitive processes involved when manipulating person. The main assumption of cognitive theory is that thoughts are the primary determinants of emotion and behavior. Not many proposed to organic beliefs and internal mental processes can be scientifically studied. And about your inconsistency as opportunity understood explain mediating variable. Satisfaction is measured using organic with monthly change, and satisfaction used by user scale. In a research use a light scale and data collection. By data collect by measurement from their behavior. And result, validity and evaluation test. The result of validity test show that all corrections each item show valid because result below section explain satisfaction and the yes yes and assumption classic test if error value is from 0.1 and variant population value is below 10 and and characteristics the test has shown that when swab test provided the significant error is 0.05 and there is no statistically something. Those test required and normality tests are shown by Almodovar-Smirnov. Almodovar-Smirnov, if the significant value is above 0.05, then the data is said to be normally distributed. And formulation and this table show
Ngunditas sound kering gitu.
hypothesis one is statistically supported but
Kita ngarep Mas.
hypothesis two
Ngarep po.
is not
Ngarep
supported
gitu.
because
Gitu.
hypothesis one state service the effect service quality on satisfaction is supported because the result significance below 0.05. But hypothesis 2 is not supported because the significance above 0.05. And the model 2 explain and show that hypothesis 3 and hypothesis 4 are supported, but hypothesis 5 is not supported. This formulation, model 2, and hypothesis 3 explain about impact service quality on loyalty because the result below 0.05. But uh, hypothesis 5 is not supported because the result above 0.07, 0.5. So sorry. And sorry, the Sobel.
Sorry, Mrs. Annie. Less than 1 minute for your presentation.
Okay. The Sobel test explained the result of the test of the influence of mediation on satisfaction on the service quality and customer loyalty variable show a statistical test Sobel value of 2.192 with a probability value of 0.014 less than 0.05. This means that there is a mediating effect on satisfaction on the variable of service quality and customer loyalty. But the probability value about satisfaction on price perception and loyalty variable show is greater than 0.05. This meaning that the satisfaction variable does not succeed in mediating between price perception variable and customer loyalty. My conclusion, service quality has a positive and significant effect on customer satisfaction. And second, price perception has no effect on customer satisfaction. The third, customer satisfaction has a positive and significant effect on customer loyalty. Customer quality has a positive and significant effect on customer loyalty. Price perception has no effect on customer loyalty. There is a mediating effect on satisfaction on the variable of service quality and customer loyalty. The satisfaction variable does not succeed in mediating between price perception variable and customer loyalty. Recommendation, retail business player in the Bantul area need to improve the quality of their services. This research has implication for retail store business people that the service quality is a variable that cannot be ignored in the retail business so that customers become loyal. Further customer loyalty apart from the variable of service quality, price perception, and satisfaction. I think this explanation of the result is finished. Thank you very much. Mrs.
Yes, Mrs. Andari, thank you for your presentation. It's good, and we have applause for your presentation. Okay, because every participant moves to room 5, so is room so full today. Welcome to all participants from Magister Management Program batch 30 and 31, and also join in this room 5. Welcome, and for Mrs. Annie Andari, any question from this presenter? Any question, please? All participants can ask to Mrs. Annie Andari. This research based on retail store talk about customer loyalty and test variable mediation, yeah, about service quality and price perception. Okay, all participants may be asked to Mrs. Eni Andari. Okay. If no, maybe I have one question to Mrs. Eni Andari.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Based on according to your result, Mrs. Eni Andari,
Yes.
what variable? Yes.
Yeah.
According to your research, what variable have the most influence on customer loyalty and why? Maybe Mrs. Eni Andari can be explained. What variables have the most influence on customer loyalty based
Okay.
on your research?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. My variable, because the hypothesis
Ada suara.
why I explain service quality is the most important variable because I'm sorry, I explain. Yeah, the result implication, the most effect on satisfaction and loyalty is a service quality, because service quality is a variable that cannot be ignored in the retail business because customer become loyal in the future. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So clear for me. Thank you, Mrs. Eni Andari.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Siti.
Okay, welcome. We back to first presenter. Maybe
I'm the first presenter.
Mrs. Sri Yuli Wiyanti. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Please, time is yours.
Okay. All the participants. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tiana Anita. I'm from Medina University. I'm here. I want to present our research digital contribution of return on asset, debt to equity ratio, and book value to stock return. And here our author, our team, the first one there is Yuli, and the second one Mr. Julianto and Tiara, myself, and then Afida. So this is our research purpose. This research was conducted to examine the effect of debt equity ratio, return on asset, and book value on stock return. And this our research big one. The share price is the share value formed from each shares buying and selling activities in the capital market. Changes in stock prices are important for investors because investors consider the price of existing shares before investing in these shares. The stock price is a reference for investor to invest because the higher the stock price, the higher the company's value. Conversely, the company's value will also be lower if the stock price is lower. Investor needs information that is fundamental or technical, Fundamental analysis is a historical analysis of the financial strength of a company, where this process is often referred to as company analysis. Fundamental factors are related to the condition of a company, where this variable is calculated using return on investment or ROI, price earning ratio or PER, price to book value or PBV, and operating profit margin or OPM. And this is our previous research. The research of Insani et al. Show that the ratio of EPS, ROI, ROE, DER, and ROA has no significant effect on property and real estate stock return listed on the Indonesia Stock Exchange. Research by Radita shows that business risk and growth opportunity have no effect on capital structure. Positive investment decision significant effect on capital structure. Capital structure and growth opportunity have no effect on firm value. Significant negative business risk on firm value. Significant positive investment decision on firm value. Capital structure cannot be an independent variable. Research Mayanti show that the price earning ratio has a positive effect on return on asset. The debt to equity ratio has no effect on return on asset. Current ratio and debt to equity ratio simultaneously affect the return on asset. Current ratio has a positive effect on the price to book value. Debt to equity ratio has price to book value. Return on asset has a positive effect on the price to book value, and the current ratio, debt to equity ratio, and return on asset simultaneously affect the price to book value. And here our research model, we have three independent variables and one dependent variable, and we have three hypotheses. And the first hypothesis is debt to equity ratio has a significant negative effect on stock return. And the second hypothesis is return on asset has a significant positive effect on returns on stock returns. And the third one, book value has a significant positive effect on return on stock return. And this is our research method. This population in this study are companies in the food and beverage industry with as many as 30 companies listed on the Indonesia Stock Exchange from 2040 to 2019. The sampling technique was carried out using the purposive sampling method. Analysis of the data used in the study is a multiple regression analysis of panel data. Panel data regression is a regression technique that combines cross-section and time series data, where the cross-section and time series units are measured at different times. The panel data regression test in the study was used to determine the relationship between three independent variables, include return on asset, debt to equity ratio, and book value on the dependent variable of stock returns. And this is our panel data regression analysis result, and this is our hypothesis testing. The first hypothesis have p-value more than 0.05, that is not supported. And the second one, it has a p-value less than 0.05, but it has coefficient value minus coefficient value, so it is not supported. And the third one, it has p-value more than 0.05, more than 0.05, and it is not supported, so all the hypotheses are not supported. And this is the conclusion. The variable debt to equity ratio has no effect on stock return. This indicated by the probability value of DER more than 0.05. Therefore, the first hypothesis, which states that the DER has a significant negative effect, is invalid or not supported. And the return on asset or ROA variable significantly negatively affect stock return. This is indicated by the magnitude of the probability value of ROA of 0.01, which is less than 0.05. Thus, the second hypothesis, which states that the ROA has a significant positive effect, is not supported. And so the last one, the book value variable doesn't affect stock return. This is indicated by the magnitude of the probability value of BV more than 0.05. Therefore, the third hypothesis, which states that the book value has a significant positive effect, is invalid or not supported. The acid R value is 0.3771, which means that the independent variable has an effect on explaining the dependent variable by 37.7%, and the remaining 62% is influenced by other factors that not included in the model. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Sri Yuli Waryati, for good presentation. Okay, we have applause for you. And next, because all participants move to room 5, so we will listen for all presenter to do presentation. Next, we open to session asking question. Okay, for the third presenter from Universitas Jana Badra, Mrs. Titi Laras.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay. Please to present about contribution of organization commitment and culture to employee performance. Okay, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I will share my presentation. The presentation is already shown. Okay, thank you. Yeah, good morning, all the participants of International Conference on Business, Accounting, Banking, and Economics of 2022. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tilaras from the research team, and the other authors, Ms. Kartina, and then Ms. Dila, and Mr. Sutino. We are from Faculty of Economic and Business, Jana Badra University. At this time, I will present about our research paper about the contribution of organizational commitment and work culture to employee performance with organizational citizenship behavior or OCB as a mediator, study in unit pelaksana teknis pemasyarakatan Yogyakarta. For the first one, let's see our research background. As we know that human resource is an important asset in the organization, and the quality of human resource comes from how superior performance is shown in the organization. There are many factors that affect employee performance, including organizational commitment, work culture, and organizational citizenship behavior. The first one is organizational commitment. It is the employees with high organizational commitment will show a straight line of performance, highly dedicated to the organization, and will be incredibly productive. And then the second one is work culture, defined as a set of assumptions or belief systems, values, and standards formed in an organization and utilized as a behavior guide for its member to address external adaptation and internal integration challenges. And then the last one is OCB, or organizational citizenship behavior, defined as a type of work habit characterized as individual behavior that is very useful to the organization and is a freedom of choice, which is indirectly or explicitly recognized by the formal incentive system. And then for our research scope, we focus on the study in unit pelaksana teknis pemasyarakatan Yogyakarta that below the Ministry of Law and Human Rights in Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta, regional office which has several divisions as well, conducting the principal activities and functions. There are 5 units, namely Lapas kelas 2A and then Lapas Perempuan kelas 2A, and then rumah tahanan, rumah penyimpanan barang sitaan, and then the last one is Balai Pemasyarakatan kelas 1 Yogyakarta. Because of the large of the work units, and it is a complicated task for the organization to maintain good employee performance from multiple units while managing a large number of employees. So we are interested to do this research for finding the factors that have relations with employee performance, especially in unit pelaksana teknis pemasyarakatan Jakarta. And the next one is our hypothesis development. We make the 7 hypotheses. The first one is about how the organizational commitment has a positive effect on employee performance, and then if the work culture has a positive effect on employee performance, and then the organizational commitment has a positive effect on OCB, and whether the work culture has a positive effect on OCB, and then the OCB has a positive effect on employee performance. And the last one is we want to know that if OCB can mediating the effect of organizational commitment to employee performance, and then mediating effect to the work culture on employee performance. And then we did the research methods. The first one, the population in the study consists of 404 employees of Unit Pelaksana Teknis Yogyakarta, and then we determined the sampling using random sampling with a sample size of 201 employees. The sample participated in the questionnaire with 5 Likert scales. And the data that we get, we analyze the data using quantitative analysis, using SAM or structural equation modeling with AMOS 22 program. And this is our research results that from the table shown. Conduct our 7 hypotheses. Each of relationship showed that the p-value is smaller than 0.05. It means that each of independent variable has a positive effect on dependent variable. So all of the hypotheses that show the direct relationship are supported. And for the indirect relationship, the results show that the organizational citizenship behavior, or OCB, can mediating the effect of organizational commitment to employee performance, and then the effect of work culture to employee performance. From all of those data analysis results, it can be interpreted as an increase in organizational commitment dimensions such as confidence, employees receiving knowledge related to their main duties and work functions, and understanding values. Employees carrying out the values that exist in correctional institutions and knowledge related to organizations. And employee willingness to do the best work at their organization. Every job and employee emphasize the organization interest over personal interest. And employees don't want to move to other organization. And the continuous development untuk improve the performance of Unit Pelaksana Teknis Pemasyarakatan Jakarta. And then the increase in the work culture dimensions include the attitude of employees who like the job desk and their work, and employees feel satisfied with their busy work and behavior. They are diligent in working and always come on time, so that work meets the targeted deadline and voluntarily overtime, and take full responsibility for every job that given by the supervisors. Have a strong will to learn the duties and obligations of work at the organization, and voluntarily help co-workers who need help in the work environment. The continuous evaluation and continuous improvement of this work culture will increase the employee performance, especially in Unit Pelaksana Teknis Pemasyarakatan Jakarta. And the last one is about our research conclusions. We found that organizational commitment has a strong and positive effect on employee performance. This suggests that the more organizational commitment increase, the better the employee's performance. And then work culture has a strong and positive effect on employee performance. This suggests that the better and more effective the employee's work culture, the higher the employee's performance. And then the organizational commitment also has the positive effect and on organizational citizenship. This suggests that the greater the organizational commitment increase, the greater the organizational citizenship behavior of employees. And the fourth one, we conclude that work culture influences corporate citizenship behavior, or OCB, in a good and meaningful way. This indicates that if the employees' work culture improves and becomes more effective, so will the employees' organizational citizenship behavior. And the last one, corporate organizational citizenship has a beneficial and considerable impact on employee performance. This indicates that when employees' corporate citizenship behavior improves, so will their performance. And the last one is organizational citizenship behavior act as a mediator in the relationship between work culture and employee performance. This suggests that the increase in organizational citizenship will increase the impact of work culture on employee performance. Okay, that's all for our research conclusion and research activities. We hope that all the participants can give us some suggestions, maybe for our better research activities in the future. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Baik, thank you, Mrs. Titi Laras. It's excellent presentation. Research about OCB, organization behavior on employee performance, and we give you very applause. Okay. And the fourth member,
Thank you, ma'am.
Mrs. Professor Kasi Wijayanti, have come in? Or maybe second presenter? Okay. Oh, yeah. Prof. Kasi Wijayanti. Okay. So, from room 5, we have last presenter from, again, Janavada University, Mrs. Kusmaryati Rahayu. Are you ready? Okay. Okay, time is yours, Mrs. Kusmaryati. Your mic is off. Please on your mic. Turn on your mic, Mrs.
Mrs. Siti, I would like to present my paper through my video that I have made before.
Please, yeah.
Yeah.
You can say your video presentation.
Yeah. Okay.
Rebecca.
Huh? Main video?
Okay, we can read your presentation, but this voice, we can hear your voice, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mrs. Kusmaryati. Maybe some variable in your video.
Okay.
Yes. We don't hear your voice from your video. Only presentation power.
Okay. Okay. So I will present direct with my PPT.
Yes, please.
Okay. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And this time I represent my team, will present the result of our research with title Generation Set, Entrepreneur and Expectation in the Workplace, Case Studies in some provinces in Indonesia. This is my abstract introduction. Have you my head good? Is city? Okay. Introduction. Human development is the main focus on the work of education. Each generation has different characteristics, so education should adapt it. Generation Z was born 1995 to 2005. Generation Z are beginners in the workplace. And Generation Z has more entrepreneur skill than the previous generation. This is for last research. Community welfare correlated with the country entrepreneur index. So Indonesia is ranked 25th and USA ranked first. Source from GEA. Indonesia needs at least 4 million new entrepreneurs to help strengthen the economic structure. So the purpose of this study is to find out how much Generation Z in Indonesia has an interest in becoming an entrepreneur. Review of the literature and hypothesis. Generation Z have stronger entrepreneurial character and skill than its previous generation. Prefers to do several jobs simultaneously, working for several companies simultaneously, as freelancer, working at home or in office with flexible schedule, prefers to wear comfortable work clothes, not formal. The motivator is personal life, not disturbed. Employ with harmonious personal relationship. My research-based theory of planned behavior by Etchen. The theory of planned behavior is based on assumption that humans are rational beings, so before making decision. To analyze person attitude, subjective norm, and perceived behavior control that is felt by someone who has the intention of something. The stronger person intention to display a certain behavior, it is hoped that the more successful he will be in doing it, as well as the interest to become an entrepreneur. Who is entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is someone who has vision to innovate through technology and sell his work to the public or customer, and someone who can solve business-related problems. And what is entrepreneurial intention? Entrepreneur intention is person, strong intention to become an entrepreneur, which is manifest in positive subjective attitude and beliefs. And what is personal attitude? Personal attitude shows the level or degree of someone assessing or appreciating positively or negatively to be an entrepreneur. What are norms? Norms measure social pressure when a person chooses to become or not to become an entrepreneur. So, close family, friends, and co-workers. And what is behavioral control? Behavior control measures the ability of an entrepreneur. We have 5 hypotheses. First, Personal attitude has an effect on entrepreneurial intention generation set. Second, subjective norms have an effect on entrepreneurial intention generation set. Third, perceived behavior control has an effect on entrepreneurial intention generation set. Fourth, subjective norm affect the personal attitude of generation set. And the five, subjective norms affect the perceived behavior control of generation set. Method. First subject, the subject of my research, student and graduates born 1995 to 2005 from several universities in various provinces in Indonesia, and total 208 respondents. We use technique sampling accidental. We collect data by the questionnaire Likert scale 1 to 7. And the variable 3, X1 personal attitude, the 2 subjective norm, perceived behavior control, and epsilon, entrepreneur intention. Statistical analysis. We use validity and reliability to test the questionnaire, and a partial least square structural equation model, PLSM, to analyze the data. Result, respondent identification. We have 208 respondents because 2% are not eligible. 51% male and 49% female. Majority 20 to 24 years old. Most of them are from Yogyakarta. And background education, the majority is a faculty of economic and business. And more than 45% studied in semester 7 or have graduated. Results of the descriptive test. So the reason for respondents to become entrepreneurs in the future. Around 80% get more income, have challenging job, and free to act and make decisions. The result of respondents' perception of entrepreneur intention, 90% because they are free to be creative. 83% of respondents want to be able to realize it immediately if there is an opportunity and capital. 83% have a strong intention to become an entrepreneur. 80% can control their own business, and 68% are aware of the difficulty level of starting business. And 75% of respondents also agree that working as an employee is more secure and stable and has wider career opportunity. Result from the part least square test, PLSM. Through validity test result, so from convergent and discriminant, that all of the component, loading factor, personal attitude, entrepreneurial intention, subjective norm, and perceived behavior control have loading factor more than 0.6. And from the reliability test result, that all of the components have composite reliability more than 0.7. This is PET coefficient. So the result of PLSM from the fit model, you can see adjusted R square or SRMR of 0.05 H below 0 or 0.1, and the normal fit index of 0.835 is close to 1. Thus, it shows that the latent X variable has a significant effect on the latent epsilon variable. And the PET coefficient, we can read here that a personal attitude has a positive effect of 0.329 and significant on entrepreneurial intention. This result answers the first hypothesis that personal attitude has an effect on entrepreneurial intention in Indonesia generation set. Subjective norm has no effect on entrepreneurial intention because the significant is 0.343 more than 0.00. So, the second hypothesis, which states that subjective norm have an effect on entering the entrepreneur intention on generation set, is not proven. Perceived behavior control has positive effect of 0.569 and significant on entrepreneur intention. This result answers the third hypothesis. Perceived behavior control has an effect on entrepreneur intention. The subjective norm has positive effect of 0.635 and is significant on the personal attitude of generation Z. The fourth hypothesis, which states that subjective norm have an effect on generation Z, personal attitude is proven. And subjective norm has positive effect of 0.657 and is significant on perceived behavior control generation set. So the fifth hypothesis, which states that subjective norm has a positive effect on perceived behavior control of generation set, is proven. Conclusion. The result of the study mostly support the a priori hypothesis proposed. Personal attitude and perceived behavior control have a positive and significant effect on entrepreneur intention, but subjective norm have no effect on entrepreneur intention. Meanwhile, subjective norm has a positive and significant effect on personal attitude and also on perceived behavior control. Also, thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Kusmariati. So clear and
You're welcome.
good presentation. Okay, we give applause more to all presenter. First, Mrs. Annie, so Mrs. Titi Laras, and Mrs. Kusmariati in the last. And first presenter, Mrs. Triyuli Waryati. And we have 4 questions. 2 for Mrs. Annie, talk about customer loyalty, and 1 for Mrs. Titi Laras, and 1 more for Mrs. Kusmariati. May I call Mrs. Annie stay in room? Mrs. Annie stay in room?
Yes, I'm
Yes,
in
okay.
here.
Okay. First question from Dr. Rafael. May I read question? Yes. What the relationship between customer satisfaction and customer loyalty in this case? What the implication for this? Okay, please, Mrs. Annie, to answer this question from Dr. Rafael.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. What the relationship between customer satisfaction and customer loyalty?
I want to explain about the Mr. Rafael question, yeah, because if a customer satisfaction with the object or the product, I think the implication in the next future, the customer will be will to take will to buy or will to act will to buy the product. I think implication about relationship between customer satisfaction and customer loyalty. If someone or customer satisfaction with the product, I think in the next future, the customer will to buy the product again. I think it's necessity. Okay.
Okay, I'm agree with your answer, Mrs. Annie. Yeah. If we have customer loyalty, so the customer will be buying, rebuying, or talk to someone else about good product or good services. Okay, like that. Okay.
And the next.
Second question from Mr. Dadang Kurnia. Oh, I guess this is my student from Magister Management. Explain more detail why price perception has no effect to the customer loyalty and customer satisfaction. Usually, the variable always we have effect each other. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I want to answer the Mr. Dadang Kurnia question about the question. Can explain more detail why price perception has no effect to the customer loyalty and customer satisfaction. Usually, the variable always have effect each other. Because in my research, my object research is retail store, because I think in the other retail, each other sell the same product. I think the product in the retail store is normally product, not exclusive product. I think why a price perception has no effect to the customer loyalty, but the customer loyalty, I think, sorry, I want to explain about share screen. My, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Oops. Sorry. Because price perception has no effect on customer loyalty, but price perception has no effect on customer satisfaction, because someone have a high perception about the product. Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry, Mrs. Siti. I want to prepare the
Okay,
answer.
maybe you can explain your answer with Indonesian language.
Okay.
Yes. Why perception, price perception has no effect? Kenapa sih harga itu tidak?
I want to prepare the answer in the next scene. Please, maybe the other presenter too.
Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Annie. Yeah, good answer. And maybe I have some important thing related with question from Mr. Dadang. Yeah, maybe we talk why price perception has no effect on customer loyalty. Maybe some customer buy a daily necessity product. So the conclusion, no relation from price and customer loyalty. Ya, asal masuk dan sabu itu saya beli, kayaknya seperti itu dalam bahasa Indonesia. Okay, thank you to Dr. Rafael and Mr. Dadang, and so thank you to Mrs. Eni Andari. Okay, next to Mrs. Titi Laras from Mr. Dadang Kurnia again. In hypothesis 4, you try to prove work culture has a positive effect on OCB. This question, what kind of work culture can affect OCB, especially in government organization that still seems to have difficulty implementing OCB? Okay. Good question.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Dadang Kurnia for the questions. I will answer. We did a short observation about the work culture that can be developed. Yeah, based on the research of Alexandra Marcos in 2020, the research conducted in Spanish police officers, the work culture that can be developed consists of 5 dimensions. The first one is altruism. It's the behavior that help the other, so we can help each other or the other co-workers in the work environment. And the second one is conscientiousness or diligently, kedisiplinan. It can be implemented for arriving in the office on time, and then we do the responsibility or the job or the duties before the deadline. And the third one is sportsmanship. It defined as it can be implemented to be tolerant with the others co-workers, beside the religions or the culture. And the fourth one is courtesy. We can do these dimensions by avoiding the work problem or conflict with the others co-workers. So we did the job goodly and we did the communication clearly with the others. And the last one, the last dimensions is civic virtue. It is being active to give the contributions for the organization, and we did the best work for the organization and can be increase the performance. And all of those work culture can be improved by implementing the reward program. So the supervisors or the director from the organizations can implement the reward program to motivate all of the employees to do that 5 dimensions for increase the work culture. And we did the short observations that those work culture, five dimensions, are developed to all of the working units below the Ministry and Law Indonesia or Unit Pelaksana Teknis Pemasyarakatan Yogyakarta in Indonesia by this year. Okay, that's all for our answer.